some of you guys ask me, you say, CycleCruza, now that you had the WR250r for a while, if you had to do it over again, would you have bought a faster dual sport like a KTM 500 EXC, KTM 690 Enduro R, as opposed to, you know, buying this WR250R and loading like $4,000 into it?
Let's go for a ride. You are watching CycleCruza's all-in-one motorcycle channel. Subscribe today.
Has your mind changed now that you've had this bike? Do you think you did wrong? Do you think you waste money? You know, some of you even say, CycleCruza, you know, why put all that money into a shitty slow bike? And I laugh at you guys who say that shit. You guys, the people just, I don't understand how people don't appreciate this WR250R. To answer your question, let me just do a MotoVlog on it here. I'll give you an answer as to, if I had to do it over again, would I have spent all this money on this bike? Would I have instead just got a faster dual sport? First, you know, fuck the driveway. You take the shortcut on the dual sport. But even get here for some heel action. Make sure the cops ain't watching. But if I had to do it over again, I would still buy the WR250R and still would have spent $4,000 on it. And I'll tell you why. And I think a lot of you guys, some of you guys may know already. Because there is no other bike really like the WR250R out there. Some people try to compare this to the Honda CRF 250L. You can't. This bike is like much better than that bike. This bike has got adjustable suspension. This bike is quicker than that bike. This bike is lighter, like 25 pounds lighter than that bike. And so this bike is really in a league of its own, because mainly, number one, is because it has such super low maintenance. I think people don't appreciate that. This bike has, what is it, 27,000 or 26,000 or something like that miles before you have to get the valves checked. 3,000 mile oil changes like regular bikes. This bike is highly reliable. You saw how I've dropped this bike, you know, beat up on this bike, and this bike still keeps riding. And the bike, like I said, it's in a league of its own. You know, I don't want a KTM 500 EXC where I have to check the valves so many hours. Even a KTM 690, which has lower maintenance, but it's still, you have to check the valves at like 7,000 miles. This bike, 27,000 fucking miles. This bike, you can literally just put gas in this bitch and go riding most of the time. You're not going to be wrenching on it. I don't have time to wrench on a bike to gain extra horsepower and torque down low to go through all that hassle for it. Fuck it, I don't need it. This bike has taken any hill so far that I've thrown at it. It's done off-road awesome. I've hit some minor single tracks. I've broad dogged it out in the woods. I hit the twisties with this bike. And you know, with the mods, I'll tell you guys, in stock form, this bike, it does suck in stock form.
It is slow as shit. It's slow as a turd floating in water.
It's corked up. It doesn't have proper off-road gear on it. You have to spend a lot of money on this bike to upgrade it to get it right. You have to do the airbox door mod. We get a power commander, tune it. I'm getting like 30 horsepower on this bitch. And I tell you guys, for off-road, you don't need a ton of power, man. Actually, it can become a hindrance. And I keep thinking to myself, you know, yeah, I could afford any bike I want to. I could have got any bike. I could have got the WR450F, modded it. A lot of you guys say it doesn't have as high in maintenance as some of the other bikes out there, but truth is, it still has much higher maintenance than this bike does. And this bike is fun as hell still, man. You see me having a good time on this bike, you know? You know, this bike takes hills like nothing. You know, here's a little, here, just, woo! Get some slide action. You know, it does everything I ask it to. Fucking awesome, man. You don't need the fucking powerful bikes for the urban fuckery that I do, especially if you're getting a bike for urban fuckery only, man. Woo! Some slide action. Yeah. Love this shit. Get back on the road, have a good time, man. For urban fuckery, this is the bike that you want, man. Yeah, if you're doing crazy long technical trails that fucking, like you're doing a serious endurance race, you want a lighter bike. Of course, you're probably going to get that 2-stroke, really light 2-stroke bike or light 4-stroke bike. But for the most part, this bike will do anything you ask it to do off-road, man. And so it's really not necessary to get, pay all that extra money to get something like a KTM 690 Enduro R, which, by the way, with this bike, which I had thought about getting the KTM 690 Enduro R. I actually was gonna buy it, and I changed my mind mainly because the dealership was a mom and pop's dealership out in Akron. They're talking about a 2-week turnaround time, and I was bugging out in my bug out moto van out to Colorado, and within a week, and they wouldn't even get it prepped within a week for me. I said fuck it, and they got to cop the attitude with me when I offered to pay extra just to get the bike, at least a week ahead of time. Thank God I didn't get the bike, because I seen MotoVlogs that have reliability problems with it. Like I said, you got all the extra weight, that monster power you don't need off-road is fucking overkill. Like I said, you got way more maintenance than this bike. And like I said, there's no other bike like this bike, man, really. And the WR250r, only 5 years on that bike. That bike is really just suited for off-road, A lot of you guys do turn it into supermotos and all, but even I know you just ride on street, you don't have to wrench as much as you would off-road. But this bike, I can ride off-road, any fucking thing, and I don't have to wrench much at all. And I have fun with this 250 out here, as you guys see, man. I have fun. Love it. Fucking love this bike. But hey, guys, so I hope I answered your question out there. Yes, if I had to do it over again, I would get this WR250r, and I would put everything that I put on this bike. The only regret that I have is getting those fold-out mirrors. I don't need them, especially since getting these Power Mad handguard mirrors that are absolutely awesome. They can take a beating. They just slide up when the bike falls down. But all the mods that I did on this bike were spot on, and I would do it all over again if I had to. If you want to see more of my videos, go to my website, CycleCruza.com. Click on the menu tab, My Videos. All my videos are categorized in various playlists. Hopefully you can find something that will inform you, entertain you. Hey, hit thumbs up if you like this video. Share this video with your friends and let them know WR250r is really in a class of its own. It's the bike, best dual sport to get, to me, in my opinion, hands down. Less wrenching, more riding. It does everything you ask it to. It's not heavy. It's less than 300 pounds stock, and you take a lot of shit off of it. You can get a lot lighter. Take the EPA shit off. So until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.
Hey, don't forget to check out my other YouTube channel that features the original bug out moto van that is designed and built by yours truly so that I can live in my van with my motorcycle. So hey, check me out at youtube.com/bugoutmoto. Subscribe today.